All right, so here we go. I want to welcome everybody to today's edition of the Flight Plan. Here we are, the first week of November. We're preparing ourselves for 2024. What does 2024 look like? You know, we've got to start putting all of our systems and tools in place so that this gets to a spot where we're extremely comfortable with what's going on. I know there's a lot of conversations about how we're going to deal with the particular lawsuits that are going on. I'm not going to get into all of that. That's something that still has a lot to be worked out. I think right now we're just plugging along. We're going to continue to do the things that we need to do to be better business builders. At the end of the day, building a better business is what's going to give us the opportunity to have the closings that we're all looking for. So anyway, our rendition of today's flight plan. Listen, I am super excited. We have created a wonderful partnership with Revolution Mortgage. I would encourage anybody that's looking for a mortgage approval to reach out to Tammy Goodman and with Revolution Mortgage. I'll share some of her information with you guys a little later on, and especially I'll put her phone numbers up at the end of the meeting here real quick. But Tammy's dynamite. She's got a couple of closings with some of the folks in our group already, and we're super excited to have her sponsor this little get together. And we want to go over some things that are going to be a continuation of what we've already been talking about. So first of all, we talked about just the power of scheduling your week and why this flight plan is going to be really important going forward. I want to have a better opportunity for real estate agents to kind of have their foundation set up. I'm working on it. I know it's something that's extremely important for me and my business. I've gotten away from it for several years, and I really want to get back into it. So we talked about the power of planning out your week. What does your calendar look like? What does Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday look like? Then last week, we talked about the power of the 33 touch, how that's going to allow you to have some automatic touches dialed into your sphere of influence conversations. I think that the story behind that has to be told by you. It has to be authentic. You can toss in some recipes. You can toss in a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, just be very authentic in who you are, because that's what you're going to attract. So now today, I want to talk about how we can create the tracking mechanism. How do we rate ourselves? How are some of the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis? How do we know what we're doing that's successful? So what I did is I put together a 100-point daily success checklist. And if we're doing this every day that we come to work, what's really neat is here we go. I'm going to share some of this with everybody, but at the end of the day, we want to have this 100-point, oops, I can straighten it out. We want to have this 100-point daily checklist. 100 is the goal. For some of you guys, you might have some different numbers that you want to do, but I want to talk about some of the things that we can do and the point totals here. If you see this, listen, there's a boatload of points on here, because we're not going to accomplish everything every single day. But what we can do is create the activities that will get us to 100 points, that'll get us a passing grade, and then we can start really dialing into, are we doing what we need to be doing? I would say that the majority of agents that I've encountered over the last several years, just they show up, and I've been that guy. I've been that guy that says, you know what, I'm just going to come into work. I'm just going to plug in through some systems. I'm just going to kind of walk through my social timelines. I'm going to just and hope for the best. But my coach has encouraged me to really be systematic. I need to be better at tracking. I need to be better at understanding what my tasks are as a business owner, and then as a business owner, how that translates into residential and commercial sales. How do I get closings? Because that's how I ultimately get paid. Everything I do has to have a purpose behind it. And if I don't have a purpose behind it, I'm just practicing the wishful thinking that most real estate agents do. But if you want to be in that top 20%, what they say all the time is 80% of that real estate agents, the active real estate agents, have 20% of the production. Well, that's an important number. Let me repeat that. 80% of real estate agents reach 20% of the production of the residential and commercial real estate sales that happen every year. So do you want to be in the 20% or maybe even higher than that? That's fine. But 20% is a great goal. And if you're hitting that 20% of the numbers, it means that you're reaching some of the financial goals. And I don't know the numbers. I should probably look them up, and that'll give me something that I'll look forward and tell you next week kind of what that number looks like. But you create we're going to talk about this in a couple of weeks. But what we want to do is try to determine what our daily tasks are. What can we be doing on a daily basis? And are we doing enough of it to get to a point where we're scoring enough points? So let's kind of walk through some of this for a little bit, and then you can create your own, or if you want my copy, just send me a note to rick@rickraines.com. That's rick@rickraines, last name RAANES.com, and I will get you a copy of this 100-point success list. It's flown around. There's a lot of different coaching companies that put this together. I'd like to thank Hank of Inc. with eXp Realty. He kind of helped with this. I think he was one that I saw. I know Jeremy Williams with Red Hawk Coaching has a similar deal. So what's really nice is it's probably been something that's been passed around for quite a bit. Some people have updated it. I've kind of created some things that might be a little bit different, but I want to thank those two guys for kind of giving me the inspiration behind some of this. First thing is that every day we need to get together. We've got social media posts. Are we posted on social media? But not just ourselves. This has to be a business related post. It can be promoting your own listings. It can be promoting another agent's listings. It can be market reports. Put something on your business page every single day. Have a Facebook business page where you can share something every single day. I think that's probably one of the most important things. Be authentic. I think there's some automation systems that can kind of plug into play. We use a product called Listings to Leads that does auto postings. We only use that a few times a week because I think there's some Facebook backend and how it's promoted and things of that nature. But you want something, go back to that word I use, be authentic in your posts. Talk about neighborhood reports. Talk about how the things are happening in your particular neighborhood. But you get 5 points for that. So you got a lot more to do other than that. I've got on here 50 social likes. So whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you feel you need to spend the majority of your time that could drive higher levels of success, go in and connect with 50 different posts. Just hit like, love, angry face, whatever it may be, but connect with them, 50 social likes. Then you want to go in and have 20 social comments. That's where you go into people that you haven't communicated with in a while. Go look in your friends list. Go find people that you haven't connected with in a long time. Go look at some of their posts. Become Facebook stalkers if you need to, but go into their posts. Find something that they're really proud of that they've recently promoted. Create that level of a connection by creating a comment. So for 20 social comments, you get 10 points. So 50 social likes is 10 points. 20 social comments is 10 points. Now, if you take that offline and you have 5 social conversations, you get 1 point for each of those social conversations. Historically, I've always talked about how the social conversation is real simple. If you have 3 messages back and forth between the two of you, so 6 total messages. If you have 3 messages, ask if you have time for a conversation. That's the easiest way to get plugged into that. So you get 5 there. If you get a new referral from a social media post, you get 5 points. That could be somebody that says, hey, I'm thinking about selling. I've got a friend that's thinking about selling. Here's somebody that brought up a conversation. Here's somebody you need to go look at. You get 5 points if somebody offers that to you. I encourage video texting. If the easiest way to do this is with birthdays. So if you were to go in and wish somebody a happy birthday, you go direct to their page, and here's a good tip for this. If you go onto somebody else's page or their profile for their birthday and you wish them a happy birthday via a video that you upload and put onto their profile, what you can do is tag your business page as you're at your business page. So it would be, for me, it would be Rick Raines at the Texas Rockstar Group wishes my friend a happy birthday in a video text. And what's nice about that is, kind of a little hidden trick, is if you do that, and when you create that video post, you share happy birthday with a friend, you tag your business profile on there, it automatically creates that as a check-in for that individual, but it also helps that individual now become a follower of your business page. So then you'll start to promote your business page to those individuals. So great idea for birthdays is to leave those video text messages. If you have 10 voice-to-voice conversations about real estate, if you're making phone calls, hey, I'm checking in, how's everything going with the family? I promise you some of those conversations will shift into how's the market, how's everything going with real estate, what's happening with you and your business. Those are the types of conversations that you want to have. And if you have 10 of those, you get 10 points. And if you magically have 20, which would be a great day, you get a bonus for 20 points. And during those conversations, if you get anybody added to your pipeline, if they say, hey, I've got a friend, I've got a family member, no matter business worker, coworker, if they give you a name and a phone number and you add that individual to your database or your pipeline, you get 2 points for that. And for every person, you get 2 points. If you happen to write an offer, say you're out showing some properties and you write an offer, that's activity, so you get 5 points for that. If that offer gets accepted, you get 10 points. So on a day, you might get 5 points on the day before because you wrote an offer, and the following day it gets accepted, you get 10 points for that. If you happen to go on a listing appointment, you get 15 points. So you're prospecting through all of these different types of things. You're looking for people that are going to be selling real estate. The ultimate goal of social connections is the search for activity that will allow you to either find a buyer or a seller. And that's the ultimate goal behind all of it. Obviously, you want to have some fun, but the goal from a business perspective is to find that buyer and that seller. So if you happen to go on a listing appointment, you get 15 points. If you go on a buyer appointment, you get 15 points. If you go on that buyer appointment and you sign a buyer representation agreement, you get an additional 10 points. If you sign a listing agreement, you get additional 10 points. And ultimately, if you go to a closing and you get everything signed, you get 20 points for that. Client referral received. So let's say you're at that closing and you ask the question, hey man, it's been wonderful. I hope this experience has been fantastic for you. The best compliment that you can do for me is, do you know anybody thinking about buying or selling real estate today or in the near future that I could reach out to? And if you get somebody responding to that question, you get another 10 points. So be thinking about how you can ask for client referrals at every single closing that you have. So you get 10 points there. During the day, if anything that you're out running around and you ask for a referral, you get 2 points. I encourage this. If you're struggling with some of these, the questions and how to ask things, create a partner. We used to call them duets when we had our Texas Rockstar Group big team meetings, where each week we would assign partnerships between a couple agents. But you don't have to be on a team for that. Just reach out to some people and say, hey, listen, for the next couple of weeks, can we create a duet program where, I get to pretend I'm the consumer and you're the agent, and then reverse roles. But for every day that you have a role play, you get 5 points. Last thing is if you host an open house, you get 10 points for that. So if you did 2 open houses over the course of the week, or you would get, obviously per day, you'd get 10 points. But if you did that 4 or 5 days a week, you could get, a big number for that. Everything's not about real estate. Remember that we have the opportunity to become better human beings. So if you're reading for 30 minutes, whether it's you're taking time to read a devotional, you're reading the Bible, you're reading some type of a book that's going to help you with your business, connect in that way, you get 5 points. Something I've got to get really better at, which is exercise. I want to try to do this. I've seen a ton of agents complete the 75 hard challenge. I'm terrified of it. It's probably something that I should do, but I'm not ready for it yet. 75 days is a long time, and I applaud mightily the people that have done it and had some success with it. It's a wonderful thing to do, and I'm happy for them for that. I would encourage 30 minutes of just quiet. It is amazing what your brain can tell you every day, that you have 30 minutes of just being quiet. Get out of the noise. If you're going to have lunch, do it in solitude. Just go turn everything off. No music, no phones, just you and food, and just be thinking about some things. It's incredible what your brain will tell you when you're just in that type of meditation. You get 5 points for that. Let's see, working on your finances. as business owners, we need to have a financial thermometer going. So if every day you're looking at your bank account, you're looking at what, if you owe some credit card bills, you've got your mortgage bills, know your net worth. It changes frequently. And know what the enthusiasm of that closing, when you get to put that money in the bank, what does that do to your net worth? It obviously increases your cash on hand. So it's influencing your net worth. So work on that every day as well. And then have some fun. Every night you go home, try to look up for some different things from some different meals. This past weekend, my mother actually gave my fiance, Jennifer Steele, the Southern Living Cookbook. On the way home from Mississippi, she scoured that thing. And so there's probably a ton of meals in there that we've never eaten before. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what she puts together. But we want to cook a different meal periodically. And if you do that, you get 5 points. So what's really nice about this success checklist is it's a tracking thing. Just print out 5. I would say, start as soon as possible, but create a grade goal. What would you think would be a passing grade? What would be a goal-oriented grade for you? For me, it's 100 points. I want to work on 100 points every single day that I'm here. I'm going to track the actual points. I'm going to figure out where I'm failing. If I'm doing this at a high level and I'm recognizing that I'm not filling in the number of points here, and I put this in a spreadsheet where I can then see that maybe I only have 60 points one day, or maybe I only have 89 points, but I'm seeing some things that I'm not getting completed. And that'll help me get to a spot where I recognize where I've got to do some more work. So on this sheet, we've got a grade goal. Mine's 100. I'm going to start tracking the actual points. So I'm going to do it this week. There's also 3 things on here that I think are amazing. What am I grateful for? Today, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to put these different types of things together. I'm grateful for this past weekend. I spent a ton of time with some great friends that I've missed, some people from high school, and it's amazing how social media can allow for that to happen. But I'm grateful today that I got to go to a wedding and hang out with some good friends. That was super important to me. I'm grateful today that I got to spend some time with my mother. It was a wonderful weekend. We didn't see a lot of each other because of the activities that were there, but I'm grateful that she's healthy. And I'm grateful that I have a wonderful relationship that's going fantastic. And I have somebody that really cares for me and wants to see me do well. And I'm grateful for Jennifer Steele. Today, I'm putting my 100-point plan together for the week. Today, I will make sure that I've got 5 of these printed out. I'm going to put 1 for every day of the week. I'm going to create a folder where I can start tracking it. I'm going to create a goal for the day, and I'm going to actually track it throughout the day. And I'm going to create a binder that will allow me to really kind of follow and track what I'm doing. Today's wins. I'm going to track the wins of the day. Out of all these different things, what's the most important thing that I did? And then I'm going to write down 3 affirmations. And on the very bottom of this, I think it's really important to know there's CRM touches, there's social conversations, and social sphere of influence conversations. Track that. When you're calling an old colleague or an old friend, it's important to just draw a line through that and know how many of those that you're having. Plus, it'll help you with your totals on all this. So this becomes a very, very good thing that you can do during the course of your week is just track it. I think it's super important to recognize what we're doing really well. It's super important to recognize the things that we're not doing well and where we've got room for improvement. So anyhow, all good with that. I'm going to put up some numbers here for Tammy Goodman with Revolution Mortgage. I'm grateful for her for creating this partnership with us here at the Eagle Network, and also with this new little deal I'm hoping to do. My goal is to do this all throughout next year. I want to share the things that we're doing pretty heavily. I will have some guests on here from time to time with some guys that are very successful in their weekly planning. And I feel like that could be something that can help everybody. So have a great day. Thank you, Tammy, for being a part of all of this. I hope everybody gets to a point where they can get their 100-point success list. We've become very successful real estate agents in the process of tracking what we're doing. Numbers don't lie. So if you're tracking it at a high level, you're going to see what you're doing well, and you're going to find out more about where you need your improvement. So hope you guys are flying like eagles and not trotting like turkeys, and hope you have a wonderful week. And our flight plan will be back next week at 10 o'clock on Central. And so I hope to see you there. You guys have a wonderful day.